This video is about processing the month-end pay for Howard County Public School System. I'm going to demonstrate it by processing the end-of-month pay for the month of April 2014. The first step is to record in QuickBooks. I've already done that. That's just talking about when the payment arrived in my checking account, I should go ahead and record it in QuickBooks. I won't cover that over here because I've already done that. The second step after that is to record the fuel survey to database. Okay, this is the fuel survey data. This is one of the pieces I will record, which is the same as this piece here. That's the cost of fuel per gallon for the month of April. Over here, that's the change. That's the amount. Basically, I'll just tell you what this is. The brackets on the sides means it's negative. They took away 1 penny per mile for all our school runs. Now what I need to do is put this information into my database. I'll show that next. Okay. I log into eWallet. All right, I need to find the database. Okay. Okay, now I need to find the correct table for fuel survey. It's this one, bid fuel survey. Click on it. Okay, let me shrink that screen. Okay, I want you to see the format. Basically, the month would look like this, the year would look like this, the price of fuel per gallon would look like this, and the change would look like this. Okay, so I'm going to go to the end, to the last entry in the table. That way I know that mine will follow the correct last one. Okay, the last months were the third month of the year, which is March. So we're going to do the fourth month. Okay, which is April. So I go up here. Okay, we're going to do an insert. Okay, so up here it says month. It's going to be 4 because it's April. Year, it's going to be 2014. Okay, the price. What did we say the price was? 4.037. 4.037. And the change is going to be minus 0.01. They're taking away 1 penny per mile. Okay, so hit go. All right, it says 1 row inserted. Now, I want to see what the table looks like. Okay, so I'll go back to browse. Go to the end. Okay, I'll go to the end again, the end of the database table. Okay, see, the fourth month, April, the year 2014, the price $4.37, and the subsidy is the change, minus 1 penny. Okay, now the next thing I need to do here before I leave this database, I need to back up the database since I changed it. So let me bring this down here. All right, see, we're in this table of the database. However, we're going to back up the whole database. So click here. Now we're at the database level. Now, to back it up, we need to go to export. And it's going to be like this. I just hit go. Okay, I'm going to modify the name by putting the date. I'll just put a date stamp like 01 May 2014. Okay, and then it's going to save it on the desktop. So I hit save. Now I can log out of here. Let's log out. And then I close the browser. And I don't need this either anymore. So I'm going to close that. Now I just want to show you, here's the file that got downloaded to the desktop. I'm just showing it to you, but it won't stay here. What I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to open the file system. It's called Finder. It's the application up here. You can't see it. All right. Now I'm going to click on QuickBooks. No, wait. GXSAM11 database. This is where I put all these backup files of the database. I'll click and drag it over there. Okay. See, now it's right up there, and this check mark here means it got backed up to Dropbox. And the timestamp is correct. This is the correct file. Okay, so now we updated the database at GXSAM11, and then we backed it up. And we put the backup file here on my hard drive. Okay, and the next step is going to be verify the number of school days. Okay, the way that you do that is I go to my dresser, I go get my calendar, and I'll count the number of school days. I counted them. They were 15 school days in the month of April. And we're doing the end of month payment for April, so that's the correct month. Okay. Now I open this to see if they acknowledge that the month of April had 15 days in it. Okay, see up here, number of days, 15. Okay, so we're all right as far as this sheet is concerned. Later on, when I look at the total pay they paid me, I'll make sure that they took into account that it was 15 days, just like they said it is on this sheet. Okay, the next step is to verify that adjustments for mid-month are correct. I can see it's true that I did get paid $9,200 for mid-month, and they're saying that the total is $20,513.09. Let me get the calculator out. Okay, 20,513.09 minus 9,200 equals, okay, 11,313. I can see their math is correct here. All right, let me see if that 20,513 figure agrees with the other documents they gave. Okay, there it is, 251309. All right. Okay, the next thing I need to do is verify time and mileages. That means I need to verify that the amount of time and the amount of mileage for each bus route is the same as it was last month. There shouldn't be any difference unless a time and mileage reading was done during that month, and it turned out to be different from the previous months. Okay, now look on the sheet that looks like this. Get the one that looks like it from the previous month, and for example, route R0574 had 4.79 hours, 44 miles. Check that with the previous month. Also, this route, when I bid on it, the minimum hours was 3 hours and the minimum miles was 55. Okay? On my routes, that's the same except for the last one, which is R0959, where the minimum hours was 4 hours and the minimum miles was 55. So they had switched the minimum hours from 3 to 4. Okay. So go through each route, make sure that the hours and the miles is the same as it was in the previous month. Okay? Okay. In the previous movie clip, I already covered verify minimum time and mileage for verify the minimum time and mileage for contracts. I already covered that just a second ago. Okay, so next, verify pay rates. Okay, the pay rates are the ones in the things in red right here. Okay. What I would need to do is take out last month's paperwork and verify for each route these numbers here. Okay. The next thing is verify calculated totals. Okay. These are the totals. This one, this one, this one, and the grand total, this one. The way I would verify these is basically I would check last month's and I would take the grand total, divide it by the number of days for last month. I'm talking about the grand total of last month, divided by the number of days of last month. That way I know how much I was being paid per day. And then take that number, amount of pay per day, multiply it by the number of days in this month. And that should equal this month's grand total. Okay, let me say that again. I would take out the sheet that looks like this for last month. I would look at last month's grand total and I would divide it by the number of days for last month. That way I know how much I get paid per day. Okay? Now skip to this month. If I know how much I get paid per day and I know how many days there were in this month, then I can check to see by using a calculator if multiplying the number of days by how much I make per day is going to equal this grand total. They should be pretty close. By the way, there is something I did forget to mention. When you were checking these, the pay rates, remember the fuel survey where there was a minus 1 penny? These numbers are going to be off by 1 penny from the previous month. Therefore, the calculation of the grand total is going to be also slightly off. Okay, the last thing is to verify the total on calculation page matches deposit amount. That means check that this amount is the amount that actually, it appears also on, make sure it's the amount that appeared right here, and that the amount here is what actually got deposited into my checking account when I did the QuickBooks thing that I mentioned in the very beginning. Okay, that's it. That's how Howard County Public School contractors process their monthly pay. And I'm talking about school bus contractors.